Thanks again for tuning into Moonshine Gaming. Today's going to be a pickups video, and all of the pickups are actually Super Nintendo games. The reason for this, you may be wondering, why are you only collecting Super Nintendo games? Well, my game room is kind of full, so I don't have too much room to collect for what I normally do, which is kind of just go for everything. But I made the decision at the end of 2021 that I was going to attempt to collect the complete North American Super Nintendo set. Now there's 717 games in the North American set, as well as 4 competition cartridges, but I will not be going for those because they're just too expensive. So at the time of making this decision, I was at 304 games, so not even halfway. Now, completing a Super Nintendo set's been something that I've always kind of wanted to do, but the prices always scared me. That's why I went for N64 like 5 or 6 years ago before the prices got too crazy, and then I went for the Wii U complete set. I've made the decision that it's just time to go for it because Super Nintendo is my favorite console of all time, and completing this set has always been a dream of mine, so I figured why not, let's just go for it. And we actually have quite a few games that are being added to the collection. About 45 games, so let's just get right into it. We'll rapid fire these low tier ones. Super Black Bass, Wicked 18, which I believe is a golf game, Frank Thomas Big Hurt Baseball, Championship Pool, FIFA International Soccer, Bass Tournament of Champions, Champions World Class Soccer, Goal, and there's also a second one of that I need. Okay, so that's all like the sports, really low tier titles. Zoop, American Gladiators, which was a great show back in the day. Jungle Strike, Faceball 2000. Now a lot of people have been actually requesting this on my Instagram and TikTok page, so I haven't given it a play yet, but I will soon. Full Throttle, Wild Snake, X-Zone, Kablooey. The artwork on this one always makes me laugh. Most of these games were picked up from one of 4 places. A couple of them were Christmas presents, because these were from the past 2 months, so I made a huge buy at a pawn shop local to me, picked up about 20 or 25 games, called Buy and Sell King, so they hooked it up with those 25 games. Another local buy from a video game store called Game Experts, which is local to me, and I'm friends with the guys who own that place, and they're really cool. So they hooked me up with like 10 or 12, and the rest were just local pickups here or there. Super Strike Eagle, The Great Waldo Search, Best of the Best Championship Boxing, Izzy's Quest for the Olympic Rings. This is a really bad label, but it was so cheap. It was like only like $4 or $5. This is Scooby-Doo Mystery. Speedy Gonzalez, Los Gatos Banditos. I'm pretty sure I pronounced that right. I actually have avid memories playing this when I was younger with my sister. Nickelodeon Guts, another one people have been requesting on Instagram. Terminator 2 Judgment Day. I heard the controls in this game and gameplay are horrendous, so I'm gonna have to give that a try. Eye of the Beholder, Utopia. I was chatting with somebody yesterday who said it's really fun. He's a follower on Instagram I was chatting with. He said it's like SimCity, but a lot better. Fatal Fury 2, Dream TV. I'd never heard of this one. Looks kind of cool. Vortex, very basic cover art. Troddlers, which actually uses the Super Nintendo mouse, the Mario Paint mouse. WWF Raw, Zool, PTO 2. I was actually surprised about the current market value of this game. It's like over $30 Canadian. I didn't even realize there was a second one. I thought it was just the first one. Alright, getting into some of the better stuff here. Bram Stoker's Dracula, which I believe was also released on the NES. Pitfall, Lethal Weapon, and I accidentally picked up 2 copies of this. I got this from that huge bundle of 25 games from Buy and Sell Kings, and then I forgot that I got it there, and I got it from Game Experts too. So if you want a copy of this, hit me up. Apparently it's pretty fun. Doomsday Warrior, another one I had never heard of. Battle Blaze, Wizardry 5, and now we're into the things that I was most excited to add. Out to Lunch. The artwork on this is really cool, and it's also another one I had never heard of. And it's made by Mindscape, which that company went under in the mid 2000s, I think. And they've put out a few sought after games, like one of the harder games to find on the N64 called Rat Attack. They did that one. And you may have heard of Billy Hatcher and the Giant Egg for the GameCube. They also did that. They did both the Prince of Persia's. They had a pretty good range of games, but this was made by Mindscape, those guys. And it's a platformer where you're this chef running around trying to collect ingredients. It's actually pretty cute and really colorful. And here's another one that I was happy to add, Eek the Cat. So this is starting to come up in price. I think it's around 40 or 45 Canadian. And I had no idea what this game was, and it was listed at a good price. The game is, you have to escort another person to the end of the level. So I know the first level you have there's like a grandma that you have to, make sure she makes it to the end of the level without you or her dying. So it's kind of a weird premise, and definitely a weird premise when it comes to like 2D games. So apparently it's not that great, pretty janky, but still happy to add it. So these two I'm going to include together. They're both Mario games that I didn't have on the Super Nintendo, and these were the only two other than the like preschool fun Mario games. There's 3 of them. There's like a letter one, a number one, and something else. So I don't have those early learning Mario games, but these are the 2 last Mario games other than those that I didn't have on the Super Nintendo. This one's just Tetris and Dr. Mario in one cartridge. And this one, Mario is Missing, is actually the first game where Luigi is the main character. So you're Luigi and you're trying to hunt and find Mario. And it's like an educational game where you're talking to different people around the world and learning facts about different countries and different people from history. But it's not a really good game, but it is a Mario game, and it is one of the first with Luigi as the main protagonist. Here's another one I was really happy to add, Flashback, The Quest for Identity, which is, I would say, a cinematic platformer. So if you've ever played Out of This World, it's really similar to that. Or Prince of Persia, actually, was one of the first games to like take video of a real person doing different things like running and jumping, or like jumping and like grabbing a ledge, and using that video to create the movements in game. So you can see that the movements in this game and Out of This World and Prince of Persia look like a real person running, so it's very cinematic. So it really is a pretty unique experience. This and Out of This World both on the Super Nintendo are really unique. Happy to add that. These next 2 are actually the last 2. Do this one first. These were both Christmas gifts. The Lost Vikings. This game is so cool. If you've never played this game, there's 3 characters that all have different abilities, and you can swap who you're in control of to get through the level. So there's different puzzles, and you need to use all 3 characters in order to get to the end of each level. And it's a really cool mechanic that is pretty unique. I'm trying to think of any other games that use this mechanic, and I'm sure there is, but this is one of the first ones, I think. And I love puzzle games, and this mechanic added with the trying to figure out puzzles definitely makes this a game that really interests me. So I'm still on the hunt for the second one, so I can't wait to get that one. On Boxing Day, I played a bunch of this, and this game is, it's really fun. And lastly, for this pickups video, my favorite thing to be added to the collection, actually it's a tie with Lost Vikings, but Zombies Ate My Neighbors. Now, I'd been looking for this forever. I've wanted this game since I was a kid, to be honest. I remember playing it at my friend's house, and we played co-op, and it was so fun. This kind of came out before zombies kind of took over the pop culture realm, so this is a little bit ahead of its time, I guess, with the zombie theme at least. And the colors and music in this game are amazing. Such a cool game, and I love horror games. And when I played this on Instagram and TikTok, I classified it as a horror game, and I kind of got some flack. People were jumping down my throat saying it wasn't a horror game, but I still consider it a horror game. I mean, like, it's zombies, right? So super happy to add that. So with all those games added from the last few months, that brings me up to 350 Super Nintendo games. So we're almost at the halfway mark. 359 is the halfway mark when it comes to the complete North American set. So we're almost halfway, and I'm thinking of making these Super Nintendo pickups like a monthly or bi-monthly thing. I think it'd be cool to revisit this, go over all the games that I get, and then you guys can follow me along on the journey to complete the North American Super Nintendo set. So what was your favorite game that I picked up today? You can let us know down in the comments, and we will see you next time.